Fellow Nigerians, these are indeed troubling times. Our nation has witnessed the unprecedented, the very egregious uh, act by the state to use weapons of warfare against innocent citizens, innocent youths who have been on peaceful protest for some days without any incidents of vandalism or confrontation that is untoward against anyone, except to make very reasonable demands. Now, this turn of event is actually a precipice for revolution. This is a time that we need to call all voices of reason to weigh in. We need to weigh in at this very precarious moment of our nation. All who must live must rise. After all, to live is to die, and to die is to live if you live for good causes. What has happened in our nation and our different spots, the hot spots, including Lekki, the killings of our young ones on Black Tuesday, is so traumatic. It's traumatic to everyone, for those at home and those in the diaspora. It is so shameful, so exhausting, so unbelievable that it happened. It happened to our nation. How in the world can you justify the killings of innocent youths on the street, protesting peacefully? How in the world does that happen? And political holders at different levels, they are quiet in the face of this onslaught, this egregious onslaught to our people. It is so unacceptable. It is just unacceptable. Government does not have any superior response apart from brute force to the intellectual demands, legitimate demands from these youths on the street. All you got as government operatives, all you've got as leaders is to send troops on the grounds to mow down innocent youths. Shame on you. Shame on all of you. Every leader in Nigeria, shame on you that this has happened under your watch. Our hearts bleed for those of us, who are actually out of the country. The anxiety is so much. The anger is enormous. But we cannot keep quiet anymore. It is so apparent that this has to be stopped. For those who have fallen, their death must not be in vain. We must ensure that all those things that they died for, all those things that made them fall, and where they fell, that monuments are actually erected, to justify the cause that they struggled and died for. Have their names painted on those streets where you killed them. Have monuments erected, in their honor, and then acquiesce to their demands. You must stop the killings immediately. You must stop the killings immediately. And for you, the governors in the states where these horrible things happened, let's talk about Lagos. They call somebody Sanwo-Olu, the governor of Lagos State. I'm going to be a little bit sarcastic here. Sanwo-Olu. No, your name should be changed to Sanwo-Eku, because you sat by and then you knew there's no way you will know that the federal government deployed troops to your state. There's no way you will know that they were killing people on the streets. And then you had the audacity to now go to hospital, to be doing some kind of, face-saving efforts. What face-saving efforts? Shame on you, Saweku. Yes, I think that's the only name I can, think of right now. And it is so bizarre that you as a Yoruba man, that you cannot even learn from history. Even if you didn't live in the time of Bashorunga, you know the story. Tyrants, wicked people do not die well. All you wicked politicians, wicked, evil, selfish, self-opinionated, terrible leaders, irresponsible, reckless leaders who have nothing to give but to take, plundering our nation, rejoicing in the pains of the poor, muzzling the voices of the vulnerable. Your time is up. Your time is up. People have grumbled in silence. People have complained, as much as they could in private gatherings. But now, no more. This is a time for action. We'll continue to mount pressure on these various governments, on these irresponsible leaders, until a change comes to Nigeria. You must cleanse Nigeria of evil rulers. You must cleanse Nigeria of these perpetrators of evil, these killers who wear masks of being leaders. You do not deserve the leadership that you were given. People voted you in to those offices that you hold. And we can see that you cannot ensure the security of the state. You cannot protect citizens. You have no right being in government. Why are you there? What are you doing? What exactly is your worth? This cannot go on. It must stop. And this is just, the beginning, because voices are rising, in different places and all that, and it will continue. The pressure will continue. The pressure will continue. Wait for the heat. You only have the guns. Do you have guns to mow down people in other places? If you muzzle voices on the ground, can you muzzle voices abroad? Is it possible? Is it possible? Learn from the signs, the handwritings on the wall. More will come.